Doc Favors here. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm so excited to be here with you all. As you all know, if this is your first time here, I'm Doc Favors. I specialize in leadership, personal development, and online business. And so, with that being said, this is another Bellator update, and I want to get right to this. Okay. So, now here's the thing: there have been people, some of you all signing up or whatnot, and that's great. You're getting positioned. But what I want you all to realize is that there are a few things because I can't email you all and get to you, but I got videos down here and I'm doing these videos for you and your training. So if I can't email you or you don't message me, let me know you joined the team, you can still at least get some type of support this way. But I encourage you to direct message me, send me a message so I can get you plugged in because there's a lot of amazing things going on behind the scenes. That being said, the question that was asked that I want to answer today in this update is how do we get paid from the nodes, and how in the videos is one of our leaders breaking down the numbers. So first, let me just say this. I already did a video on this. I'm just going to do a recap that Metamask is the holding company. Miracle Cash and More has assets, software assets that's up under it and creates a super ecosystem. All of this, and you see right there behind me or toward the right there, Bellator is the arm, how you enter into this ecosystem. That's the marketing, that is the advertising and word of mouth marketing. So that's what that is. All right. So the piece is, I think I pulled it up here for us to see it. The piece is, how is we getting these numbers and how do we get paid off the nodes? So the question is this, or what I want you all to understand is this. I'm going to go to my help. So in that piece, you have, say, for example, 100 million terminals. Well, how do we get those 100 million terminals? Well, first we go here. We go to Genico and understand that Miracle Pay is featured on their website as one of the partners. Okay. Now, understand that this was not true for all those skeptics out there. The company could get drastically sued. All right. And we partner with other ones too. Pax is one. Um, Verifone, and another one. So we're doing some stuff. But I just want you all to understand that this would not be possible. They would not feature the company if the company didn't dot the I's and cross the T's. That's why Wall Street is involved and everybody has an opportunity. I'm telling you all, this is different. Okay. So anyway, Ingenico. Now, you say, well, what does the Ingenico have? When you go to the About section of Ingenico, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to feast your eyes and pay attention, not necessarily to the employees, not the payment apps, tens of millions terminals deployed worldwide. Tens of million terminals that are now operating and running and infused once we go live with the Miracle Pay system, ecosystem for processing crypto payments. Y'all, do y'all hear what I just said? They have tens of millions. Now, hey, that's worth bragging right there. Excuse that. But I'm not going to stop there. Now, let me get this phone shut off so it won't be a bother to us anymore. Okay, I'm not going to stop there. Now, remember, we also are with another company called PAX. And PAX, you all, when you go to their piece and learn more about them and everything, you'll see here. Let me see here. Where are we going? Oh, I just passed it right there. 110 million devices globally. So as you can see, it's very easy for us to get the number of 100 million. But here's what I want you to understand. The example doesn't deal with 100 million. It only deals with 3% of that, which is 3 million. Okay. So watch this. If we take 100 million at 3%, that's going to be 3 million, 3 mil. So at $5 a day for each terminal, let's just say for a day, at 3 million, you got to do the math. So five a day, that's going to be over here. Look at my calculator. Five times 365 days in a year, it's 1825. So 1825 times 3 mil, that's what the company makes. 5.475 with a B. Okay. Pay attention to me, guys. Now, remember in the slide, it says that we are allocated 30% of the transaction fees. Well, where are you getting that from, Favors? Let me take you back to the slide deck and let's go down here. Not there. 80-20 split. CPU nodes right here. Boom. 30% transactional fees, 100 plus member merchant terminals. Now, once again, we just keeping it low so you all can really get a glimpse of what's happening. And that's the example that we're using. It's going to be way more than that, y'all. Trust me when I tell you. But for you to understand it. So now you see how we are connected. We got the terminals connected to the packs, the Ingenico POS systems. And for the sake of the example of how you're getting paid on the nodes, 30% per transaction fee. All right, let's do some math. Now, 30%, that's 5.475 billion. Look at the calculator because you're going to multiply that by 30%. That's the 1.642, roughly with a billion. These numbers fluctuate a little bit, but that's what you're saying. So now we only have 210,000 nodes that were created. So depending on where you get in, all of those funds right here, you have to divide that by that 210. And what's going to happen is, excuse me, that's my kicking in. What's going to happen is we'll divide that by 210,000 nodes. That's for everybody, no matter how many nodes you have, with 5, 50, doesn't matter. It goes up to the cloud, and next thing you know, that's that 7,821 per node. So if you have 3 nodes, you could be doing times 3, that's 23, 24 some thousand a year. Okay. And then, of course, you divide that by 12, you write at 1955. Now, that's just at 3%, guys. Now, what happens if we change this whole scenario and go, say, to 10%? That's what the other example is. Instead of 3 million, we go to 10%, which is 10 million. Same math. We then say $5 times 365, that's 1825 times 10 milli, 10 mil. That's, did I do that right? And then multiply that by 30%. There it is. And then divide by 2100. That's what I thought. It should equal right out to 26 to 27,000. Okay. So we'll just say 26,071, for example. That means, guys, if for one node, that's what you'll be receiving, 26,071. Now, my math might be a little different from Mr. Meadows, but at the end of the day, 26 to 27K, that's how we're getting these figures. My figures may be a little off. Obviously, he's a senior leader, so I'm going to go with that. Okay. But you see how we're getting these numbers. So now, once again, if you own one node and you're getting 27,000, I mean, if you have one node, that's 27,000. But we're running the promo right now. So if you have 3 nodes, the one you get 3, you pay for one, you pay $1,200 for one, and they give you 2 free. So that's 3. 1,200 for 3 nodes. 27,000 times 3, ladies and gentlemen, equals 81,000. You divide 81,000 by 12 months, you're gonna get around 6750 a year off one $1,200. I mean 6750 a month. See, I'm a numbers guy. This is how I do numbers. So this is how we're doing and averaging this out. Okay. Now, let's say if you have 10 nodes at 27,000 times 10, that's easy. That's 270 divided by 12 months. Now you're at 22.5 a year off of however much it take to get 10 nodes. Watch this. If the nodes were going 1,200 a piece for only one and you missed the promo, 1,200 times 10, you all, is $12,000. But if I pay a one-time fee of 12 grand and I'm able to generate 2250 a month times 12, 270, Is that not worth it? Come on, guys. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, people. Now, once again, for those of you who are not builders and you don't want to do compensations, that's no problem. All I'm saying is for those of you who are on the fence, concerned, worried, or even, you know, the numbers don't lie. People lie, corporations lie. Numbers don't lie. 110 million with Pax and Genico, tens of millions. And so now Miracle Pay, once again, what does Miracle Pay have to do with it? Miracle Pay is the ecosystem, a part of the ecosystem. This is the stuff. So every time someone uses their card, every time someone tap, swipes, or insert with it and use crypto, then it go up to the card and we get percentage. We get paid daily. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a juggernaut. Now, once again, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't tell you what to do with your funds. All I'm doing is sharing with you what we're doing and how we're getting involved with what we believe is one company that took the time to make things right. Now, let me just say this for you all as well. For those of you who are concerned, I know you're going to do your research, you're supposed to, but pay attention to everything. Don't just get caught up with one particular website that's known for bashing stuff, okay? And they report some stuff they do report. It may happen, come to pass or whatnot. I'm not beefing on that. They just being reported and they telling truth as they see it. What I'm saying is take a deeper look at this particular company and see how when regulations came, just like many others, they couldn't stand the heat, so they had to get out the kitchen. This company, I believe it was told us on one piece that they spent 5 million over 3 years, been in existence for 8, spent 5 years over 5 million over 3 years to correct everything. And now that's why you see big companies and corporations connecting with this company. That's why you see Wall Street connecting with this company. I'm trying to find something for you all real quick so you can see it. This is why you see individuals that says, you know what? We've been looking for something that we can get behind. This is what Wall Street guys are saying, y'all, that we could get behind because we understand that something is happening, something major is happening with this. And so, you know what? I should just go to my own video and show you that. Because I did. Welcome back to the channel for it. Let me find it real quick, y'all, then we're going to get off of here.
Revolutionary this is for the economy, but not just the economy, because
not that one. I'm going to switch it over in just a minute, guys. Just bear with me. I want you all to see this. Doc Favors here. This is very important that you all see this. Talk about the umbrella. There it is. There it is right there. Now, I'm going to show you this quick clip, but I want you all to see that everything we're doing, when I say that the company took time to do it the right way, I showed you how we calculate just off a scenario. Now, remember, if at bare minimum, $5 a day. We know people use way more than $5 a day, but once again, I'm just keeping it very practical and simple so you can see why we are so excited about the opportunity and why men like this man is getting involved with what's going on. Take a look at this. And I want you to take a listen at this and then we'll shut this down.
New York Stock Exchange. We're joined today by a very special guest, Doug Anderson, CEO of Wall Street Capital Management. Doug, how are you today?
Great to be here. Thank you.
Doug, you know, there's so much history here at the New York Stock Exchange, and I feel like people like yourself are rooted in the traditional exchanges, in the traditional world of finance. How did you decide to make the leap to crypto?
So it wasn't hard. I mean, we are looking at the numbers, and as recent as like 7 years ago, I think we're looking at 3 billion transactions in that space. Today, we're looking upwards of 70 billion. Wow. So the growth.
Okay. So 70 billion. Growth is phenomenal. Okay. Growth is phenomenal. I think this is when she's going to ask him about can Metamask trust this
cutting edge that have something that we think is going to be catch fire, let's say, and grow exponentially. And when something grows exponentially, of course, investors can profit from that multiple.
Absolutely. So for our audience that isn't yet familiar with Miracle, tell us about a Miracle. What is it? Where is it founded?
So the holding company for Miracle is Metaterra, and Miracle is a one of their software assets.
Listen, guys, Metaterra is the holding company, and Miracle is one of their software assets. Once it is so weird hearing myself talk and seeing me here. It's like surreal. But notice what he said. Meditaire, how do you get involved in Meditaire and Miracle? All right. This is everything. This is that ecosystem that I was explaining to you guys. Okay. So once again, now, this is how we're getting paid off the nodes. This is what's going on off each node when the transactions, listen now, the transactions, digital, when they go up to the cloud, they're disseminated to all the node owners. No matter how many nodes you own, you're going to get paid a piece of this for life. One time pay, lifetime commissions or payments. All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I think you now understand what it is, why it is we are so excited about this company here, because this is major. I promise you that this is major, and we're going to continue to push this. And so once again, I encourage you, get your nodes, get your nodes as soon as possible. And if you got any questions, once again, if y'all join the team, then please send me a message so we can put you in the private group so you can get the support you need. That being said, this is Doc Favors, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this with a friend, and leave a comment down below. And we'll definitely see you here next time.